welcome back to Empowered Cello. Today we are going to talk about an idea that might speak really directly to you if you feel a little bit frustrated by some inconsistencies in your cello sound. So if you have been practicing hard, but your cello sound still feels inconsistent, I want you to hear this clearly. The problem is actually not that you aren't practicing enough. It's that practice does not fix a misunderstanding of how sound works on the cello. I'm going to say that one more time. More practice does not fix a misunderstanding of how sound works on the cello. I've taught dozens and dozens of adult beginner students, and a lot of them come to me and they say, some days I sound okay, some days I sound awful, and I don't know why, and it feels random, and I just want to feel consistent. What I work with my adult students on is this idea that practice only helps after you understand the cause and effect of sound on the cello. Repeating something over and over doesn't magically lead to this epiphany of understanding. It just repeats more confusion and maybe creates some weird habits from sort of shooting in the dark and hoping, throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, essentially. So if sound production feels mysterious, practicing more isn't going to solve that core issue, right? When you understand how sound really works on the cello, and you understand what you need to do physically to create that sound, which every person is capable of, then you have some real action items to implement into your practice. And so today we're going to talk about how sound works on the cello. So that being said, go ahead and pull out your cello and let's break this down. So the first thing to understand is sort of how the setup of the cello works, okay? So the strings are on tension over the bridge, and the vibrations of the strings go down into the bridge, go down into your cello, and there's a sound post in your cello, and all those vibrations come back out the F-holes and make your beautiful cello sound. So what's important to know about the strings is that strings are made up of a core, metal, and then an outer coiling. And when we get the outer coiling of the string spinning around the core, that's what creates the vibrations. And that's essentially what a pluck or a pizzicato is. So if you pluck your strings, my G is a little flat. If you pluck your strings, you'll see that the outer coiling of the string is spinning, and that's creating the vibrations that are going down into the bridge, down inside, and back out the F-holes, okay? So with that understanding that sound on the cello is essentially just a series of activations of the string by pulling it to the side, just like a pizzicato, I'm going to give you an exercise that I give all of my adult students and that I include. It's one of the first exercises for the bow in my Cello Foundations course for adult beginners. That's my online course as well. So I use this exercise in both modes of teaching, and it's very effective. Okay, so what you're going to do is put your bow on the D string or any of the strings, but we will just model it on the D string for today. And before you even go to make a sound, you are going to pull the D string gently to the right, just with the grip of the bow hair. So you're wiggling the string to the side just to activate that grip. Okay, once you have that grip, that pull to the side, then you can pull the bow about an inch. And if you get a beautiful open ringing sound like that, where you can hear the ring after the stroke is done, hear that ring after I'm done, then you go on to the next one. You pull, pause, pull, pause. Before each pull, you are wiggling the string first. Okay, once you get to the tip, you are going to be pushing the string to the left, just like a pizzicato, to the opposite side. Same thing, it's still that activation to get the string spinning. So you have to make sure you see that little movement of the string to the left before, and you're listening for this ringing sound in between the strokes. That tells you that the vibrations are going very well. The pause is also a great chance to make sure that you aren't death gripping the bow or pressing down, that you're balanced and relaxed. So I call this exercise pushes and pulls. That's it. Between each stroke, you're pulling the string to the side, listening for the ringing tone, and then you're pushing the string to the left. It's all about getting that little grip and then pushing. And then once you are feeling good about the sounds you are generating from this exercise, then you can attempt to connect the dots. So maybe, you can visualize where those first two pulls were, and you can try to connect the first two and the second two. The whole time you are listening to make sure that you like your sound, it sounds ringing. You can see the string vibrating. And then eventually you're working your way up to the full bow. So my goal for today was just to explain to you how sound works on the cello, and then give you one of my first step-by-step exercises that my in-person adult students get, as well as my online adult students through the Cello Foundation's course. If you have any questions on this concept or this exercise, please definitely drop it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more educational cello content.